So what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a while since I probably even been on Facebook or any kind of social media for that matter. Um, but I just had to basically get on here and spread this spread this news, share this message because it's sitting so heavy on my chest. It's literally um, feeling like I'm about to be compressed, and I feel like if I don't do this, that I will be punished for being disobedient. And before I wasn't going to do it. And I called my mom. I spoke to my mom, about what I had to say. And she was like, when God gives you a message like this, it is your responsibility to tell the world. Because if you don't tell the world, when that day comes for you to stand before Him, He's going to he's not going to like it. Um, so let me get into the overall the overall dream. Well, just first, let me tell you that for the last few weeks, the last few months, it's not that I stopped caring, but it just became less and less important for me to basically um, transfer from one agency to the next as far as like work. You know, um, it became less and less important for me to like care about certain things. Like I stopped messing with, social media almost completely, if not completely. Um, probably haven't been on Facebook in God knows how long. I probably haven't seen my Instagram or been on my Instagram for months. Um, and the reason being is I just felt so compelled to focus more on God. And I've been having these crazy dreams, man. And I'm like, man, like, am I tripping? Like, what's going on? You know? And I'm sorry if I'm long winded. And I do apologize if this goes over, but I think it's imperative for you to understand that this isn't something that I just hopped on here and said I had to do. Um, so the first dream I had that I can recall, and I thought nothing of it, I was laying down in my bed, and I I heard something, and I wake up and I look at my hands, and I'm like, wow. And then my hands turn into light, and then like the whole room is filled with this extremely bright light. And then it's like I knew something was happening, and all I could remember saying in the dream was, "Yes, yes!" Like I was completely excited. And then I woke up. That was the end of the dream, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, "Man, that was peculiar. That was odd." And a few weeks back, maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, I have a dream that I was flying above the earth, and I'm coasting, and I can see everything, and I'm drifting out further into basically outer space, and then like I'm looking at the galaxies and everything else, and then like I realized I was like, wait a minute, this is unnatural, man. I can't fly. I'm not supposed to be flying. I can't fly. I can't fly. This is unnatural. And somebody reached out and basically grabbed my right hand and said, "Calm down. It's okay. Relax. I want to show you these things. You need to see these things." And then for a second, I was like, "Okay, cool." But then I snapped out of it, and I was like, "Wait a minute. How do I know I could trust you? Wait a minute. How do I know I could trust you?" And the voice just basically said, "It's okay." And then when they said it was okay, this feeling came over me, man. It was kind of like standing under like an extremely cold shower after a hot day, and just letting the cold water run on the back of your neck, man. And I mean, it almost basically just took my breath. That feeling that I felt, and then I was like, okay. And I basically finished the tour. And then after finishing the tour of the world, man, I woke up and I don't remember any of it except for that part. Then a couple nights ago, I had a dream that I seen three moons in the sky, and it's like nothing was eventful, nothing was happening. I just seen three moons in the sky, and I was just outside my house, like, there's three big moons sitting outside, and then nothing. So I tell my wife, about all these dreams I've been having and stuff like that, and basically try to get other people's perspectives on what I was seeing and basically what I was dreaming, and um, you know, trying to figure out what's going on. So I said, okay, God, if I'm tripping and if I am really diving too much into, you know, I guess certain parts of the word and I need to focus on other parts, or, if I'm really tripping, if this is just my imagination, I need confirmation from you without a shadow of a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt that what I'm seeing is just me, or what I'm seeing is basically what you want me to see and what you want me to know. And boy, why did I say that? You know, I I goes to bed. This is Friday night. I goes to bed, and man, I'm having this wild, crazy dream. I'm the setting is I'm at work, and I'm just sitting there on one of the benches with my coworkers, and I'm looking up at the sky, and I'm saying, "Hey, bro, check it out. Like, why so many moons in the sky?" And then like the setting is like it's night, but all you can see is moon. Like it's a bright bluish white light just everywhere, but it's night. And I said, dude, why is there so many moons in the sky? And I'm like, yo, look, another one. And then I look, and like I couldn't believe my eyes, and I was like, yo, bro, I'm glad you out here with me. And I'm like tapping my dude, like, yo, check it out, check it out. I said, man, that's an angel right there, bro. And for some reason in the dream, like immediately when I seen the angel, I knew the angel was 12 feet tall. Why did I know that? I don't know. But I know the angel was 12 feet tall. And then you can see like the shadow of the angel flying by. And then when he passed the first cloud, then you could see like the outline of the cross, and he has the cross, and then he goes behind another cloud. And then you can see the basically the silhouette of like, is Jesus still on the cross? So I tapped my dude. I was like, yo, dude, it's Jesus. It's Jesus. Jesus is here, bro. He's coming. He's coming. Yo, look. Jesus is here. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. And my dude, and even though I know God only used him because he's a familiar face, but I knew in the dream that he was a representation of what many people are. I'm gonna say how many people feel about, you know, Jesus coming back. You know, so I'm talking to my guy, and my dude is like, "Yo, you trying to tell me Jesus coming back right now? Man, my life is just getting good. I'm about to enjoy my retirement, man. I made enough money, man. I got my house the way I wanted to get my house, yo. Man, nah, he ain't coming back. He ain't coming back." And he just like the look in his eye is like, for some reason he stood a lot taller than he usually stood. I'm not gonna say it in a dream, and I'm short, so I think I look up to everybody, but for some reason in the dream he was just like his chest was like out there, and like his head was held high above anything I was seeing. Is like he was seeing above my head. You know what I mean? And he was like, "Nah, Jesus ain't coming back. I don't think so. He's not gonna ruin this for me. No, no, no. He better come back in 5 years." And I'm like, "Yo, what's going on? Like, yo, this is Jesus, bro." I'm like, "Dude, whatever Jesus has for us, man. Like heaven is better than anything that here earth can offer, man. Like we gonna be good. He's like, nah, I ain't trying to hear that. So I was like, man, forget that, man. I gotta call my wife, man. I gotta call my girl, man. Like, what's up? And I'm running down the street, man. I'm like, yo, Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming. So I whip out my phone and like I see my wife, man. And I'm like calling her, but she don't answer the phone. But some way, somehow we switch scenes. And now it seems like I'm in a hotel with my wife. And she's just getting out of the shower. And I see two beds. One bed is made up real nice with this like, it's kind of like a jade green, and it has like gold trim on it. They got all these pretty little pillows and all this stuff, and you could tell like the bed is like really nice, and the sheets were like silk. And I look to the right and I see another bed, and the bed is like that bed was dingy and looked at crusty and like old. So as a joke, I said to her, I said, "Hey, which bed you want to lay in?" And she's like, "Which one you think?" Obviously, we gonna lay in the one that's nice and pretty. So, you know, we sit in the bed, and I'm trying to talk to her about like, hey, Jesus is coming, Jesus is coming, and I mean, we adults, so she was trying to get into doing adult things, and I was like, man, that's far from my mind right now. I'm not trying to get into that right now. I'm trying to talk to you about Jesus. Like, man, he's coming. He's coming. So she's like, okay, whatever. Tell me what's going on. What's going on? Like, what happened? And like, I'm explaining it to her, explaining to her. And she was like, wow, that's amazing. Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming. And then, boom, we switch back again. It's like, I'm back at work. And I'm there talking to my homeboy again. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. But like, yo, Jesus is here, bro. And it's like he still was not looking directly at me. It's like he's looking like past me, and his head is just like, and he has on a hat, and he's just looking past me. And I'm like, bro, like you gotta understand, Jesus is coming. And then for a split second, he looks like to the side of me. He's like, yo, look at all these, look at the tree. It's a tree about to sprout up. It's a palm tree about to sprout up. And I'll turn around and I was like, bro, where? Like, where's the tree? All I see is these little shrubs and these weeds. And he's like, bro, right there. The tree's right there. And finally I see it. And I was like, yeah, it is a palm tree right there about to sprout up. Man, that's crazy how that palm tree get to sprout up in between all these shrubs. And then the moment I said that, it's like I seen the stars. And for some reason, these were huge orbs of different colors of light. But in the dream, I knew these were stars. So all these stars just starting to scrape across the sky now. It's like it looked like the 4th of July out there. And scraping across the sky, scraping across the sky. And I'm like, yo, man, forget that tree, bro. Yo, it's happening, bro. Like, look around you, bro. It's happening. Jesus is here, bro. He's here. So I'm like running now up the street, running again. And I look to my left, and somebody just turned into a bright orb of light and just they disappeared. I looked again, somebody else turned into light. They disappeared. And I'm like, oh my God, yo, it's happening. It's happening. It's really happening. And so I go back to call my wife. And like again, boom, I see her name pop up on the phone. Bam, just like how it will pop up on my phone. And I'm running, I'm screaming. And then it's a lady. She opens up her door to look outside. And this is where things get crazy for me. Is when she opened up her door, immediately she turned into this black ash, and she falls to the ground, and like the ash spreads everywhere. But like when she turned into the black ashes, you heard this mournful cry, like, and it was, bro, it was so, I can't explain it. So then I myself, when I seen that, immediately I turned into black ash, and the same thing happened to me. I fall and I turn into straight ash and smoke, and then I wake up like I'm on the floor. I wake up, and I wake up in this kitchen, and I know the moment I woke up I was in hell. But this kitchen, it was a small kitchen with a white refrigerator off to the side and like a small countertop. But this kitchen was filthy, it was dirty. I didn't see fire. I didn't feel hot, but I knew it was hell because the room and the lighting in the room basically looked like it was lit by fire because you can see the flickering of the light of the fire. And then I'm sitting there like, why did this happen to me? Like, what's going on? Like, and I'm looking at myself, and for some reason I knew it was me because I just knew, and I didn't recognize my body, but I knew that was my soul. And for some reason, I knew that whatever I would experience in this room, I would experience it to the T. I would feel everything, and I would not be able to die. Like there's no more death after this death. Like this is the last death. Like this was death. So I'm in the room in this kitchen, and it's somebody else there with me. I know this person, but I don't know who this person is because I look at them and they're a complete skeleton. But this person is completely unaware that I'm there. And now I look at myself again and I see a skeleton. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So this person opens up the fridge and they pulling something out to drink. And I was like, man, I'm parched too, man. I might as well get something to drink. So I'm walking to the fridge and I get to the fridge, I open up the fridge and it's like it's only some red juice in there, some red juice. And I'm like, yo, why is this juice frozen, man? Like I'm thirsty. I want something to drink, and I'm getting so aggravated in the dream. And I'm like, yo, I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. I want something to drink. And I couldn't get nothing to drink. And then I kind of knew that maybe I had to pee in real life, but I felt like I had to pee in the dream. So I was like, man, I gotta pee and I need something to drink. So I'm like digging in the fridge. I'm digging in the fridge. I'm getting so aggravated and mad with the fridge. It's kind of like I want to tear this fridge off the wall. Like, let me get something to drink. And then it shook me to my core to the point, man. I woke up in tears, people. In tears, like I woke up, man, and I held my wife, man, and I was boohoo, snot bubbles, crying, weeping, weeping like a baby, trying to figure out, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? I was so excited. Jesus is coming back, and I was telling everybody, and I'm running up and down the street, and I'm asking my wife, why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? And it's like five something in the morning, and I'm like, okay, I'm talking to her about it or whatever. And she's like, it's just a dream and da da da. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's just a dream. But I was like, babe, I just asked God last night. Like, I need to know without a shadow of a doubt that if this is you, I need to know. And she's like, yeah, babe, but it's just a dream. It's just a dream. And then I was saying, babe, I'm about to get up and get ready for work. And she said, okay. So as I was getting up, this loud whisper, I'm talking about so loud, so loud, so loud. I said, babe, when the babies wake up, just read the Bible with them and pray. But the whisper was so loud, it said Psalms 98. And then I seen the number 98 just pulsating in my mind's eye. And it was like changing all these colors, but it was pulsating at the same time. And then I was like, whoa. And I said, babe, read Psalms 98. And I was like, wait a minute, nah, I don't think Psalms go all the way up to 98. And she was like, babe, it do. You read the Bible more than I do. How you don't know that? And I grabbed the Bible off the nightstand and I was like, yeah, it sure do. And I flipped through the page and I gave it to her and I was like, babe, I gotta go pee. So I went to the bathroom and peed, man, and I came back and like she's sitting there in the bed and she just looking like dumbfounded. She was gone. And I was like, babe, what happened? And she said, you want the summary? The summary basically says to rejoice because he's returning. And I was like, man, get out of here, man. I mean, my wife played it, but I'm like, man, babe, it's too early, man. I'm like, I'm over here in like baby tears, trying to hold it together. Don't play with me like that. So I snatched the Bible from her and I read it. And when you say you ask God for confirmation on something and God gives you confirmation, bruh, you better make it do what it do. If not, it's gonna be dire consequences. I read this thing, and this is Psalms 98. This is me wide awake, hearing this in my ear, and then seeing it with my mind's eye. Psalms 98. Never knew this existed. So if this ain't confirmation, it says, sing a new song to the Lord. He has worked miracles, and with his own powerful arm, he has won the victory. The Lord has shown the nations that he has the power to save and bring to justice. God has been faithful in his love for Israel, and his saving power is seen everywhere on earth. Tell everyone on this earth to sing happy songs in praise for the Lord. Make music for him on harps. Play beautiful melodies. Sound the trumpets and horns and celebrate with joyful songs for our Lord and King. Command the ocean to roar with all of its creatures and the earth with all of its people. He ordered the rivers to clap their hands and all of the hills to sing together. Let them worship the Lord, because he is coming to judge everyone on earth, and he will be honest and he will be fair. When I read that for myself, I don't care nothing about no job. I don't care nothing about no house payment. Bruh, I don't care if you see this video right now and be like, oops, unfriend, bruh. No matter me none, brother. I'm good. I'm good. The only thing that matters was at the end of the day, that was my soul I seen in hell. So whether you believe or not, whether you choose to heed to this word or not, because I'm not somebody who do no Facebook Live. I ain't nobody who gonna make no long-winded videos. But I felt to myself that I was not gonna make this. But this thing sat on my chest and I couldn't breathe. So I'm urging you, I'm pleading with you, I beg you, get right, bro. Because he's not about to come. He ain't years away. Yeah, somebody gonna say no one knows the day or the hour. You hear that day in and you gonna hear it day out. But let me tell you, make no mistake about it. Jesus said you will know the season and you will know the time. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, if you ain't been paying attention to the news, if you ain't been paying attention to even social media, if you ain't been paying attention to your own soul, because I know for sure I'm not the only guy, I'm not the only person on earth that he's been pulling on. I'm not. So you can, this is a fool within his heart and then within himself says there's no God. So you can tell me that God ain't been pulling on your heartstrings. He was a liar. And I ain't on here to judge nobody. I ain't on here to be like I'm perfect, because I'm telling you that's my soul I seen in hell. Which means even though I try to walk as perfect as I could, nobody is perfect. I try to walk on the path. I repent every day. I read my Bible. But yet still I know I have my faults. I know I fall short. And I'm going to work even harder on those things, because I'm telling you, everything that needed to happen, everything that needed to happen for the bridegroom to come get his bride, whether you believe it or not, whether you follow Matthew's, whether you've been listening to Daniel's, whether you followed up on any of these scriptures, bro, this is it. Jesus said, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not come to pass. Heaven and earth shall pass away. I don't want to make this thing longer than it needs to be. But I'm telling y'all, in Jesus' name, I'm telling y'all, this was very real. Jesus, whether you choose to believe him or not, whether you choose to believe him or not, he's on his way. He's on his way. And then what? Are you gonna get caught? Are you gonna get caught not ready? Are you gonna get caught? Because as in the days of Noah were, so shall be the last days, man. Don't get caught off guard, bro. Don't get caught in loving yourself. Don't get caught in being proudful. Don't get caught in chasing after money. Don't get caught in being overly lustful. We all have these things to bear. But if you resist the devil, he will flee from you. If you ask God for forgiveness, he will forgive you. And if you do this daily, you read your Bible daily, I'm telling you, Jesus is real, God is real, and this thing here we call earth is nice and done. It's over. It is over. Jesus told you what the signs of his coming were. If you read it in Matthew, it'll tell you. And he also said that the devil is going to be clever. He's going to try to explain away everything, try to be one step ahead. He's going to tell you that this is happening because of global warming, but we just had one of the coldest winters ever. And it's still cold out there. All these things happening. The technology is here, bruh. I don't even want to get into that right now. My message for y'all, and this is about the only time as of right now that I think that I know that I'm finna hop on Facebook or anything and do, because I just don't make the time for this stuff no more, is to tell y'all that Jesus is coming back. He is coming back. This is not my first dream. This is not my only dream. This was the dream that I dreamt. And then when I asked God to give me confirmation to let me know what was going to happen, like, am I tripping? As my insides just so caught up. I just want to let y'all know that I love y'all. And if you've ever called me friend, just know that I've always called you friend and I've always loved you. And I still love you. No matter what anybody has done to anybody, I love you. Whatever you have done to me, man, I love you.